What in the world happened in the last 2 weeks to send Paldea Evolved booster boxes soaring in price? Paldea Evolved has long been touted by a lot of YouTubers as being one of the best sets in Scarlet and Violet, you know, falling short of like 151, upcoming Prismatic Evolutions, maybe even Twilight Masquerade a little bit, and for me, myself, I love Temporal Forces as well, but people have been pushing Paldea Evolved for quite a long time as being a fantastic set. The Treasures of Ruin have some fantastic cards in there. There's a lot of great illustration rares, especially the Magikarp. But all of a sudden, over the last week, 2 weeks since Christmas, it's just been blowing up. My store was completely bought out of what I had left, which was only, you know, arguably a couple cases. But I started looking online because when people buy me out, I'm like, what the heck is going on? And even though I barely made any profit on it, you know, it's just an interesting thing to look into. So as you can see here over on TCG Player, from December 12th on, it's just been starting to climb up to about 150 bucks and up and up and up, and all of a sudden somebody even bought today a couple of them for 185, a couple for 180, a bunch for 180 over the last few days. There's quite a few sales on January 1st. People are buying it up. I went and looked on YouTube. Was there a certain YouTuber who really pumped this set in the last week or so? I didn't really see it. Nostalgianomics did do a pack opening and talked about it, but he has been saying that this is a phenomenal set since it came out, you know, and a lot of people have been saying it. So I don't really feel like I see any new injection of information that all of a sudden people have decided to start buying it out. There is very little on the TCG marketplace. There's 34 listings. Of course, people are going to have multiples. A lot of them are very small, like a case or less roughly, until you start hitting, well, I mean, there's a lot of small stores out there like mine. So really, I'm not seeing anyone with a huge volume. It's like 7 or less, all the way up to the $300 mark. And here at the $300 mark, Games Artillery has 12 of them for $300. They are going to be holding out until you're willing to pay $300. And from what we're seeing right now, $200 is right around the corner because there's just not a lot out there right now. I went and did a search on eBay. First, I went to booster boxes. About 185 was the lowest. Roughly, you got to go past a whole bunch of junk. From Portugal, no thanks. Here, we got 160. 160 from a zero seller. Sorry, Pack Fresh LLC. They do have more than 10 available. 160. If you want to take that shot, you're pretty covered by eBay, I would think. You can see there's 2 in carts from somebody here. Let's go on to page 2. 162 from India. That'll be a pass for me. We got another person with 0 sales records. They got less than a case for $158 plus $10 shipping. So really, it's essentially $180. 14 viewed in the last 24 hours. People are FOMOing like crazy to get Paldea Evolved all of a sudden. This set was $100 for a long time for booster boxes of this. Here we go. This is a huge shop. Pokemon Unlimited, 2,199 reviews. They're selling them for $175 a pop. They're down in Tampa, Florida. So I'm like, well, how about a case? Can we get cases for cheaper? Gotta scroll through some garbage to get to the cases. Cheapest case. This is from Canada. Oh, here we go. $1,100. $1,100 from somebody with 2 seller rating. And here we go. $1,100 from a shop with quite a few ratings here. Got to pull up the trusty calculator. Divided by 6. $183 a pop. My distributor is completely out. I cannot get any more of this. I popped over to TCG Limitless to see if there's any kind of decks that are like eating up some of these cards that are in here. Reggie Drago seems to be the top deck. Nothing of high value is jumping out to me from Paldea Evolved in here. It's Paldea Fates. Charizard is the number 2 deck. Yeah, nothing's jumping out at me as something that you're gonna bling out your deck from, specifically from Paldea Evolved. And I looked through a few of the top decks here, and I'm just not seeing anything really jumping out to me that says that the TCG game is blowing up this deck. So then I had to run my spreadsheet of numbers where I track how much value you're going to pull out of packs if you start ripping certain sets, to see if there's any certain cards in the set that are really blowing up that would be causing the sealed products to drive up as well. So I got the latest market value of the cards today. There are a few cards that have definitely gone up. The last time I ran these numbers was back in the middle of November. And I have the market price from opening weekend and a few different time points since it came out. I do see a few of the illustration rares have really risen in price. We got Foy Coco, who's gone up since November from $13 up to $20. We've got the Magikarp going from $150 up to $208. Marill has gone from $14 up to $34. That's a $20 increase in 2 months. A $4 increase on Ice Cube. Some of them have kind of stayed the same. Raichu has stayed the same. Gone up about $5, I guess. There's quite a bit of illustration rares in this set. Down here, we got the Mousehole going from about $12 up to $22. I had noticed one thing that jumped out to me that I think might be a big play right now if you're willing to buy into it, and that is Tyranitar. He's currently sitting at $40. Opening weekend, he was in the $20 range. He's risen up to about $45, $44 2 months ago. He's dropped down a little bit, but with what's happening with all these other cards, Tyranitar is might be a good play right now if you want to get on board with that. I checked my local game store today. They didn't have one. Otherwise, I would have grabbed it. You got to look for those pristine ones, though, personally. But not that it's going to matter. If you want to grade them, you got to get the pristine. So, yeah, illustration rare is kind of blowing up. Not too much changing on the ultra rare front. Down in the special illustration rares, nothing really jumping out at me. It's really stayed the same or gone down for the most part. Iono, $50, $55, $56. There's no illustration rares here jumping out at me as cause. Hyper rares, not really. Couple dollars here or there. Super Rod, which is getting some TCG play. People are now paying a couple extra dollars, but it's still a huge drop from what had originally happened. And you can see here right now, based on today's current market, it would cost you $950 to get a complete set of singles for this set. That is actually higher than it has ever been. It came out on opening weekend at about $800. It rose up into the $860 range, and now it's currently sitting at $950. Compared to 2 months ago, November 15th, it was $800, so it's risen $150, and that's all based on those illustration rares that are just going up in price. I ran the 1,000-pack value. If you rip 1,000 packs, you're gonna hit. You should hit everything in here at least once, and most likely twice. And of course, the EXs that have a really easy pull rate, you're gonna hit multiple times. So if you open 1,000 packs and everything hits evenly across the board, you're going to get about $2,100 worth of value based on today's current market rates. Now, back when I ran the 1,000-pack value, the cost of booster boxes for Paldea Evolved was $95. So you would have spent about $2,660 in order to get your 1,000 packs. And, you would have gotten about $2,100 of value. So you would have lost $800. But those days are over. Now it's going to cost you $175 or more per box. It's basically going to cost you about $5,000. And even based on today's single prices, You're gonna lose 3,000 bucks. I mean, we know you're never gonna make money from ripping packs, but it's definitely gotten a lot worse in the last 2 weeks. So it seems to me like it's just pure unadulterated FOMO. The illustration rares are definitely going up. I personally would snag the singles if you want them now while you have the chance, because the sealed booster boxes are going away. Like I said, mine got all bought up. I can't buy any more from the distributor. No idea if anything from Scarlet and Violet will ever get reprinted. It feels like hardly any of it really has. For 151, they didn't reprint it. They're giving us one final thing, most likely the Blooming Waters set that's coming out in, I don't know, a month or two. And is that it? The last hurrah? Is that how Pokemon's going to do it these days? Booster boxes come out, they have their short stint, and then it's over, and we move on? I don't know. What do you guys think? You seeing anything else that's driving these up? Did you guys see something out there that's making you want to buy up Paldea Evolved booster boxes and get in on this? Hopefully catching that market on the way up. Let me know. Hope you guys are having a great week. I'll catch you in the next video.